Style.
Hey guys, Maya here. So I was in Chicago last weekend for my cousin's wedding, and of course he had to have this song playing during the reception. By the way, my cousin was the groom. The reception ended around 5, so once the bride and groom left, a bunch of us wanted to keep the party going. Now, I had brought some good Wisconsin beer for such an occasion, but I had left that beer at my uncle's house, which was an hour away from Chicago. Now, I was all for heading back to the house to have some beers and get some games going, but the company I was with had some other plans in mind. Instead, we headed to downtown Chicago that night. Now, what could have been a fun night in Chicago turned into me just following this group of college kids around who just wanted to walk into ritzy bars, still dressed in their wedding attire, and spend money on pricey drinks. It wasn't until much later that the thought of eating even crossed their minds, but we couldn't even decide on a place to eat for at least an hour. Long story short, I ended up being tired, hungry, and frustrated that the night hadn't gone the way I had envisioned it. The experience got me thinking about how life doesn't always go the way you'd planned it, and how easy it is to get frustrated about that. For example, my apartment provides free internet, but Charter recently installed new modems, and now I hardly ever get a good internet connection. I can no longer rely on using the internet at home. And let's not go into how last night the Pack should have beaten the Seahawks. Throughout my life, I'd always been a planner. Everything had to be laid out before me so that there were no surprises. Case in point, when I came home from freshman orientation at the UW, I spent the next 2 days poring over the course catalog and picking classes for the next 8 semesters of my life. By the time I was 8, I already had this plan of what my life would be like. I was to have a stable career as a writer, with a husband and a child on the way by the time I was 24. Well, I'm 24. I'm not married, I don't have any kids, and the only writing I've done in the last several years has been research papers for college. Actually, when I was in college, I had this plan of going straight to grad school right after getting my bachelor's. Not a lot of people know this, but I actually did apply to grad school, and I didn't get in. After months of reflection, I realized why I didn't get in. However, that doesn't change the fact that I was still pretty bummed that my plan hadn't panned out like I had hoped. It's easy to get frustrated when life doesn't go according to plan, but these little detours on the road of life can lead to destinations that are, at times, even better than what you had envisioned. I'm not in grad school, I'm not married, nor am I with a child. And right now, I couldn't be more grateful. I can't imagine being tied down at this stage in my life when I'm still trying to figure out who I am in this big mess of a world. The uncertainty that comes with life after college, especially one without definitive plans, can be daunting. But it also means that you have the freedom to try things that you wouldn't have previously considered. If my plans for my life had worked out, I would have never had the opportunity to remain in the beautiful city of Madison and have some great experiences through my work and the UW in general. I would have never reignited my passion for video making through this vlog, and I wouldn't have gotten to meet some really awesome people like you guys. So I guess my point for this vlog is, if you're disappointed that you're not where you want to be in life, don't let that get you down. And try not to plan out your life too much, because 1, life doesn't always go the way you want it to, and 2, life can throw you some really cool opportunities that you wouldn't have gotten otherwise. And that's how I'm living life right now. I don't have a plan for where I'm going to be next year, and for the first time in forever, I'm okay with that. So my question for you guys this week is, do you have any plans for your life that didn't pan out, but the result actually led to a better opportunity for you? If so, let me know. I'm really interested in hearing about your experiences. And finally, today's recommended YouTuber is Swoozy06, known in real life as Adande Thorne. Adande is a Floridian vlogger who also happens to be a professional video gamer. When he's not playing Dead or Alive, he makes vlogs about some truly fantastical stories, from his time as a Disney employee, to experiences with girls, to shenanigans in school. What I like best about Adande is how he uses humor and visuals in the form of props and animations to make his stories entertaining. At the beginning of his stories, he likes to portray himself as a badass player, but in the end he always makes the right, wholesome choice, which is refreshing to see in a not-so-wholesome world. If you'd like to check out some of Adande's videos, you can click here to go to his channel. I'll also put a link in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. So that video took a serious turn. So here's some dancing to lighten it up a bit.
Open Gangnam Style.